I reckon there's two key reasons why people buy a Lexus like this NX SUV. Actually, three. First, the sumptuous interior. Check this out. It's pretty nice. The second is Japanese reliability, and the third reason is after-sales care. And on that point, Lexus often finishes in the top spot in JD Power's customer satisfaction survey, and for good reason. In this test, I'll delve into all these matters and also examine the NX's cabin and cargo space, its features and tech, and of course, its on-road behaviour. Plus, I'll also answer the question that many cynics will raise. Is this vehicle just a glorified Toyota RAV4? Let's get into it. The Lexus NX is the Japanese luxury car brand's top-selling vehicle in Australia, outpacing the cute little LBX and bigger RX by significant margins here. Globally, the RX is numero uno, but Aussies love a mid-size SUV more than any other, so it makes sense here. And this specimen, the NX 350h Sports Luxury two-wheel drive, is the most popular variant in Australia. I would have thought it'd be the all-wheel drive, which adds about $5,000 to the price, but there you go. So this 5-door, 5-seat, family-sized SUV comes with tons of equipment as standard, something many of its competitors charge extra for. Rivals like the BMW X3, Audi Q5 and Volvo XC60. This NX 350h has a list price of just under $80,000, but that rises to around $88,000 once it rolls out of the showroom. That's because you're paying around $3,000 for dealer delivery charges and around $4,500 for on-road costs. But as mentioned, there's virtually no optional extras except for the Sonic Quartz white paint job. So that tan interior, that's free. And overall, I reckon it represents pretty good value for money in the mid-size luxury SUV segment, especially considering it comes with a hybrid powertrain. The warranty is neither outstanding nor terrible at 5 years, but the cap price servicing costs, $595 per annum for 5 years, are reasonably competitive. But what really stands out here is the Lexus Encore program that lasts for 3 years and includes a range of discounts on fuel and hotels, but most importantly includes a thing called Drive Care. This service is pretty cool, where Lexus will drive a loan car to your home or to your workplace for you to use. They'll collect your car, and then once completed, they'll drop it off again. And it's time-saving extras like this that have helped Lexus improve buyer loyalty and customer satisfaction. High-end showrooms and dealerships with plenty of luxury amenities have also helped with customer retention. Despite being introduced in 2021, the exterior design of the NX still looks modern. The sleek headlight clusters contain quad LED projector beam elements. And while this big single-frame grille won't be for everyone, I like the fact that it's not the same old banal cookie-cutter design you see on every other SUV out there. It's original and it stands out. On your Lexus. The Sonic Quartz paint job highlights some of the cool contouring on the doors, and the 20-inch alloy wheels are conservative and classy. And how's this? The door handles don't actually come out. There's a little rubber nipple on the inside, and they're power latching, and I'll show you how they work from the inside later, but it adds another level of elegance to the vehicle. I like that. Another cool design feature, check out how the doors cover the sills. So what this means is that if you head down a dirt road and you splatter the car with mud, when you get out, you're not going to soil your pants or your dress. Pretty cool. Unlike the striking styling at the front, the rear design is conventional. The full-width LED tail light bar is pretty cool, but these are a dime a dozen now, so it doesn't really stand out. The NX 350h gets you a 2.5-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine that on its own is, well, a bit pathetic. It would struggle to pull the skin off custard, but when you add that front-mounted e-motor to the package, power rises to a more respectable 179 kilowatts. Combined hybrid torque? Well, Lexus doesn't list this figure, probably something to do with quantum entanglement, but the single e-motor pumps out 134 kilowatts and 270 newton meters of torque, which is enough to propel this vehicle in pure EV mode. So the petrol engine can turn off and off it goes, which is pretty cool. However, with a tiny 1.6 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery, which compares to some EVs that have 100 kilowatt hour lithium ion batteries, you're not going to go very far in pure EV mode. By my testing, 500 meters downhill with a stiff tailwind, maybe. Combined power from the petrol and electric motors reaches the front wheels via an electronic CVT, or continuously variable automatic transmission, and acceleration is adequate, bordering on lethargic. And overall, this engine tech is getting a bit old and it is in desperate need of a bigger battery. That said, it is tried, it is tested, and it should be very durable. I reckon Lexus produces some of the best and most luxurious interiors in the business, and this NX epitomizes that idea. Wherever your hands fall, everything feels lovely. There's really high quality materials, but it goes beyond that. It's thoughtful ergonomics, the way everything's laid out, and there's a lot of elegant technology as well. Fit and finish and build quality is impressive, and those skeptics who reckon this is just a RAV4 with a splash of mascara should wash their mouth out with soap. The leather accented seat upholstery is just lovely, especially the perforated sections. Side bolsters are good, as is upper back and shoulder support. Both front seats are 8-way power adjustable, the driver's side getting power lumbar adjust and 3 memory presets, while both seats feature heating and cooling as well, catering for both hot and cold climates. I personally don't mind this tan interior finish. It's hazel in Lexus speak, but I really love this small leather steering wheel. It feels beautiful, very nice to touch. It's got power adjustment as well. That's really nice. And even the little gear shifter, the leather on this is really nice. The tactility too, the way it feels when you shift. It's all very nice. The door inserts and central armrest are lush and soft, and the hint of open pore black walnut trim is a nice inclusion. Soft touch dash plastics could do with a bit more detailing, but are of a good quality, as are plastics below the beltline. The hazel headlining is also pretty fancy, but maybe not to everyone's taste. Storage solutions are pretty good, but the overall real estate is not huge. Starts with a medium-sized centre bin here that can be opened from either side. Very nice, a little bit elegant. Plus you've got 2 spring-loaded cup holders. They're a little bit shallow, but they do fit the 750ml drink bottle. That's a good thing. Wireless charger here, tiny little pocket there, but this is really cool. So you put your phone there on the wireless charger, and then secret trapdoor opens up another little area for knickknacks. And down here you've also got a 12-volt socket, 2 USB-C ports, plus there's another USB-C and a USB-A there. So plenty of ways to charge your different devices. I like that. Medium-sized glove box there, sunglasses holder, nice. Plus the door pockets do not fit the Mega Gulp 1 litre bottle. That's a shame. They do fit the 750ml bottle, so that's not too bad. And lastly, secret stash down here. I do love a secret stash. When it comes to tech, the Lexus does a pretty good job with a large ultra-high def 14-inch central touchscreen. I'm stoked the cursed touchpads of previous generation Lexus models have been ditched. This is a better option. Anyway, visual acuity is excellent. Everything on screen is sharp and legible, and while the menu system doesn't have a home button or a home screen gathering crucial features in one spot, it's not as hard to navigate through the menus as some of the newer Chinese SUVs hitting the market today. I really like the ergonomics in this vehicle, and it starts with the seating position. You can lower the seat quite low, so you feel like you're sitting in it, not on top of it. You're not perched up, but at the same time, you still have a really good view of your surroundings. You've still got that nice see-over point there. So yeah, that's a positive thing. And then all the other small things around work really well. The screen is slightly tilted, angled towards the driver. All the controls are within easy reach. You don't have to stretch too far to get to anything. I love the fact that you've got physical temperature and volume control. And a little thing, the stalks here, they're a little bit stubby, a little bit luxurious. They haven't just grabbed the indicators from the Toyota parts bin. They've gone above and beyond, and they work really well. I like what they've done here. Equipment levels are excellent for a vehicle of this size and price, with many European brands charging extra. It doesn't come with a sunroof, which is a shame, but otherwise there's not much more you could ask for. The 8-inch digital driver's display looks good, but it's not the biggest in its class, and navigating through the menus can be a little bit tricky at first. There's a bit of tomfoolery. You've got to learn some of the button presses, hold this, push that. But the large high-res and super clear color head-up display more than makes up for the average digital display here. You never have to take your eyes off the road either. So whenever you're controlling these sections, whether it's answering a phone call or adjusting the volume, you're still looking at the road, you're still able to see what's going on. Yes, you can do some of these things with voice control, but I prefer this way. The reversing camera is clear, but not exactly high res. You get normal and fish-eye camera angles and a 360-degree view, plus front camera view and a roof view. You can also push this camera button here and you get a pair of 3D floating spinning views, which they're a little weird. I don't quite understand them. What do you think? Would you find them useful for something? And hey, if you own a Lexus and have one of these systems, do you use it? And if so, what for? Let me know in the comments below. You get a digital rear mirror, which is super handy. And finally, there's the 17-speaker Mark Levinson stereo. It is one of the better audio systems you'll find in a mid-size luxury car today, and it comes as standard. I like that. Looking at the Lexus NX's safety features, it comes with everything expected by premium car customers, including 10 airbags. Plus, it has a 5-star ANCAP safety rating recorded back in 2022. The back seat is relatively roomy. It's not class leading. I think the new BMW X3's got a little bit more room, but I wouldn't mind spending a lot of time back here. A couple of hours in the back seat would not be an issue, and for several reasons. There's lots of room. So I've got great leg room here. I've got good knee room. I can get my feet right under the seats. I've got good under thigh support as well, which is impressive. Plus the seats themselves, really nice quality leather, supportive cushioning, and there's also quite a bit of contouring, so you sort of feel nice and snug when you sit back. You can see it here. There's good shoulder support, and there's also good headroom. I like that. Another thing that's good about this vehicle is a little bit of recline. So tilt it back, have a little bit of a kip. That said, the headrest, a little bit unforgiving. Wouldn't mind if that was a bit softer. Kids are going to love this one. Windows go all the way down, and the anti-pinch system is pretty good. Don't try this at home. Oh, not bad. And one last thing, the back doors even have a universal locking system, which is pretty rare in the car world. So it adds a bit of reassurance. If you're in the back and someone in the front's gone off to do something, bang, lock the car down. Now, getting back to those power-operated door handles, no rubber nipples on the inside. These E-latch door handles have a power button. Click that in, out they come. It's really, really nice for lazy bums like me. However, there's also a manual system. Pull it twice and it opens. Now that's really handy, and it's important because you might have seen Ali's video on the dangers of power-operated doors, and having this elegant manual system built in, you know where it is, it's easy to find. That's really important. One last thing with the doors I will mention, they don't open very wide. That's as wide as they go. There are vehicles like the Nissan X-Trail, they open 90 degrees. So if you're getting kids in and out, could be a little bit frustrating at times. Backseat amenity is reasonably good with twin adjustable air vents, 2 USB-C ports, plus a 12-volt socket, potent LED reading lights, a fold-out armrest with cup holders, seat back pockets, grab handles with coat hooks, plus the usual twin ISOFIX and triple top tether child seat anchorages. The power-operated tailgate exposes a reasonably generous cargo area. It's not massive, but it's also not tiny. You'll fit maybe 2 large suitcases and a small suitcase in here, a dozen bags of mulch, and while it's not class leading in terms of overall volume, it is very versatile. And here's some elegant engineering too. The cargo cover folds in half and stows under the floor, which I really like. You've also got split folding rear seats, and while they don't fold completely flat, they still open up more room in the boot. So this car has a really schmick interior, no doubt about it, but does it drive like a RAV4? Yeah, in some ways it does. Let me show you. So the hybrid powertrain feels a lot like the setup in the Toyota RAV4, and that's good in some ways, like fuel economy, but not so good in other ways. On the plus side, the powertrain is smooth in most scenarios, and the way it shifts between its different modes is seamless. For example, when you're in EV mode and you're stuck in a traffic snarl and the petrol engine kicks in, it's almost imperceptible. The fact it doesn't require plugging in is another boon, and the eCVT automatic transmission is placid and refined most of the time. However, when you need a quick burst of speed, for example, driving up a steep hill or overtaking slower traffic, The transmission holds revs at a constant point, fairly high constant point, and that 2.5 litre petrol engine lets rip like an uninvited karaoke singer during meditation. It's most unpleasant. And even when you whack it in sport mode and give it the beans, it feels a bit underwhelming. It isn't overly slow, but come on, I want a bit more grunt and effortlessness in my luxury SUV. Indeed, this SUV is no sprinter, but it is a pretty good endurance runner with fairly impressive fuel economy. While we couldn't match the claimed fuel economy, we came reasonably close, which was quite a surprise. And the result was better than our last adventure with the Toyota RAV4 and Hyundai Tucson 4-cylinder hybrids. Given its 55 litre fuel tank, it's got a theoretical cruising range of more than 900 kilometres per fuel tank using our real world fuel consumption figures. That's not too shabby. It's got a dedicated EV mode, but don't expect much. Go over 50 or 60 kilometres an hour and the petrol engine jumps back in. You've got to accelerate super gently in EV mode, like this. Good luck not annoying everyone behind you. Pardon me, sorry. The 2025 Lexus NX 350h rides on the same platform as the Toyota RAV4, but it's got its own more premium flavour thanks to a distinct dynamic tune and significantly more refinement. Lexus has crammed in more sound-absorbing materials in this vehicle, and as a result, it's noticeably quieter than its cousin. And while it is heavier, it's actually not too shabby around corners. It's fairly composed through bends. There's not too much body roll and not too much floatiness either. You can actually have a bit of fun in this car, and the sports part of the sports luxury name is almost warranted. Ride quality smooths out nicely at higher speeds, but those 20-inch wheels and run-flat tyres mean it can feel a little firm around town and over bigger bumps. It's never harsh, but it's not resolutely plush either. I reckon the adaptive dampers in the F-Sport model would help improve comfort levels somewhat, and it's a shame adaptive dampers are missing in this model, and especially at this price. But in general, it is very easy to live with. The light steering makes it a breeze to manoeuvre through tight spots and small roundabouts, and the elevated driving position provides good sight lines. All-wheel drive is available, but this two-wheel drive version is already pretty grippy, and there's not a lot of torque steer to speak of either. Plus, you'll save yourself $4,800. Overall, the NX 350h Sports Luxury feels like that reliable friend who always shows up on time, doesn't complain, and generally makes your life easier and more enjoyable. It's a well-balanced machine that's pleasant to drive, and for the most part, the hybrid powertrain delivers relaxed and fuss-free performance for everyday driving. Factor in that high-quality interior, Japanese reliability, and a reputation for top-tier after-sales service, and it's easy to see why this is the top-selling Lexus down under. It's not trying to be a superhero, it's just getting the job done quietly with a touch of understated elegance. And while it is very easy to recommend, that's perhaps the only meaningful thing it has in common with a Toyota RAV4. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Do you reckon Lexus is being left behind in terms of its hybrid tech?